Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Hungry Bleak Show. It's been just a cavalcade of guests coming through here, hasn't it? Like all month, just been guests, and it's awesome. It's great. I'm loving it. I've got everything from people who was their first comic to I have some people who isn't their first comic and they are pretty much in the industry and iconic, and and a nice little mix of in between. I love that. It's running the whole gamut. That's what this is all about. So, a few weeks back, we had an interview with Shamel Reed, aka Sketch, and he was talking about the incredible comics of Northern Wind Comics. And this is the first time I've kind of done this, where it's kind of a sequel interview. So now we had Shamel. So now we had the artist. So now we're going to have the writer of it, which is kind of fun because, like I said, their work meshed so well. But I like the idea of having them both on to have different perspectives. Even though they both had the same goal, you get two different perspectives, one from the artist and one from the writer, and how they approach their work and everything, which I think is a great idea. And it gives you a bit more of an idea of how something can come together, especially if sometimes it's nice to be in the same room, but a lot of times with writers and artists and letters and editors and everything like that, they're spread all throughout the world. Not even just the country, the world. But now we have amazing technology where we can do everything digitally and virtually, and it makes it so much more fun to do and still getting these incredible comics. So distance doesn't stop it anymore, which I love, which is why we're able to do so many interviews here. It's awesome. So, folks, without any further ado, please welcome Edmund Paul. Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
Hey, how you doing? Writer and creator of Journey Through the Northern Wind, Edmund Paul.
Yes, sir. First off, I mean, really, I just absolutely enjoyed the comic. It was just so much fun, from the story to everything. I'll get into that just a little bit more, but tell us, how did you get into the field of comics, and how did you come up with the Northern Wind comics?
So, we was at my mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
So my kids we didn't see any characters growing up that, resembled us as a culture, as people in general, as superheroes. We watched Snow White, Cinderella, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So certain books of what I grew up off, I implement that into my kids with the storytelling. So I had storytelling time with them that I do before they go to sleep. So when that occurred, they was like, well, I want to be a fairy. I want to be a character. So I implemented that and I started to kind of add that to my culture background,
Mm-hmm.
with the writing aspect of it. I am an artist too, so like I do facial expressions, storyboards. I write scripts as well, screenplays.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was my kid's idea, which sparked it, and then it just took off from there. And I started to love doing it.
That's beautiful that it stems from your kids. Having a need from, because you didn't see it, so them not seeing as well, and you taking it upon yourself to say, well, let me create something for them so they can see themselves in it, and even for them to even say, oh, well, I want to be, this such and such, this such, and then incorporate it into that story. I think that's honestly really great. I mean, because we see more of ourselves now, but still that family aspect
Yeah.
is what makes that really special and very endearing. So how did everything come together with Northern Wind Comics, and how did the whole crew get together to start the comic?
So I'm gonna mention Sketch Shamel's brother,
Mm-hmm.
because me and Shamel's brother went to school together. I was born and raised in the Bronx.
Okay.
So they were I was actually on like Park Avenue, in between Park Avenue and Third Avenue in the Bronx on 170,
Mm-hmm.
and then they was on Webster. Like Webster is right across from Park. So his grandmother lived over there. They had their family over there. My mom's got like 12 kids. You know, I
Okay.
come from a big family, so I got
Right.
7 in total right now.
Okay.
All by one lady that I asked God for as soon as I came into this world.
Right.
Uh, you know, I don't have no problem with the others, but you know, like that's what I asked for, and I got to stand by my side with my lovely lady. But one thing I can tell you that she's my other half, and that's what made it like kind of click because she's the co-author, she's the
Okay.
co-writer.
Mm-hmm.
So we sit down and we have story time with our kids, and we implemented them into books. And then Northern Wind Comics, after publishing a book through Author House, Northern Wind Comics came into play with the family business. So this tree that's sitting on the top of my head right here on this beanie
Mm-hmm.
represents family. That's our family tree, and it connects to other family trees. It's about all of us coming together with unity, peace, happiness, harmony, and making a difference to save the planet. You know, overall. So these other things is occurring throughout the stories. So once that occurred, my daughter Serenity actually told me like, "Yeah, I want a butterfly." You know, I'm going back to the very beginning, and I'm like, "How am I supposed to turn that into a, you know?" So man, Sketch laughed at it like, "Hold on, how we?" So she loved plants and she loved insects,
Okay.
so she could kind of manipulate the plants, not manipulate, but like she get in tune with them. So
Mm-hmm.
I could talk to her through the trees, through
Okay.
vibration. So when I talk, the vibration goes through the trees, and I could get in contact with my other daughter, Serenity. She's the plant life fairy.
Okay.
And then Alana is my oldest daughter right now. She's the master healer, you know, so she could take some of that pain away from you by touching you, 80% of the pain, but then you gotta like deal with the rest of the consequences with the pain and to get rid of it, to overcome
Mm.
whatever it is. She's a master healer, but she has other powers she discovers on her journey. So that's the first fairy with the pink hair.
Yes.
Everything is from a children's book, so I don't know if Sketch told you. You got the hardcover copies and the paperbacks. The first book was published in 2015,
Mm.
Journey Through the Northern Wind. Then the second book was published in 2017, Journey Through the Northern Wind, Mysterious Shadow, with my other two daughters, Nadia and Anaya. So Nadia is the animal fairy, and Anaya is the fairy warrior. So it goes accordingly to their personalities, because we do have an anime
Mm.
um, that was published in 2019.
Okay.
So I had to hold things back during COVID with that issue in the midst of moving and changing jobs, and because I'm an engineer, so I put this to my full time thing, you know, like Northern
Yeah.
Comics. Then also I have a cleaning company called Northern Wind Cleaning. So yeah, so I'm trying to just do family business and be more independent and showing a youth that you could do anything if you put your mind to it, you know?
I mean that definitely shows, and the family aspect definitely shows, especially for it to be. It's literally family because it's you and your lady and the children. Like that's literally family time. Like there's no other way to define that.
Mm-hmm.
That literally is the thing that I loved about the comic before I'd even read it. Sketch was saying that it was about a family getting back together. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't realize that it was like a fantasy story. I thought it was going to be like a slice of like this family just getting back together. So I
Yeah.
was already into it. I didn't realize that. So I was like, oh, okay, there's probably going to be a family getting together. Maybe there's some manner of tragedy or something like that, like some type of slice of life. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started reading it and I was like, wait, hold on. And I didn't realize it was going to be the fantasy. It was just added more of it. So to me, that hits more when I was already into it because it was a family getting back together.
Yeah.
Then that sci-fi fantasy aspect, I was like, oh, okay, that makes it just more entertaining. But I saw how the family will be coming together more and more. So that definitely hit me when I said, okay, I was already into it beforehand. When I
Mm.
thought it was just going to be like I said, a slice of life, because he didn't say anything about fantasy, he didn't say anything about hunters or
Oh, okay.
lichens, anything. He didn't say anything about that. He just said, oh, it's about a family getting back together and everything. I
Mm.
was like, okay. Then I saw the cover and I was like, wait, this, and it still didn't dawn on me. I was like, wait, I thought this was like a thing. Then I started reading. I was like, oh, I understand. All right, cool. And that just made it better for me. I love that
Yeah,
fact of it being a family, literally like a, like a family of what do they call them in some aspects? They call them like Fae in in some
yes.
cultures. Uh, Oberon's children,
Mm,
and like you know what I mean. Because Sketch and I had a conversation about like gargoyles and how like that was how I learned about Oberon and his children and iron and everything like that.
mm,
So seeing all of that made it. I was like, oh yeah, because I love that story arc in Gargoyles where they went around the world and they
yes,
were
yes.
talking about so again that made the story even better. And I love the just everything about it. But like I said, I thought it was a family, like literally no
Yeah,
fantasy, slice of life. It's about a family just coming together, but it is.
yes, yes.
So this is, I mean, more than anything, I understand like you saying family because it
Yeah.
truly is that, and it's beautiful. Where do you see like because I've read the first issue, like how many issues do you have planned, and what's going to be the turnaround time for them?
So, well, Sketch is starting. He already had started issue 2 and 3 already. So
Hmm.
it's just about putting everything together and then finalizing it. Finalizing it.
Hmm.
Um, he has a broken leg right now, right?
Yes, yes,
So that kind of slowed the process down.
yeah.
Um, but he's getting back to it. He brought a program like a manga panel, facial expressions, like it kind of like puts his roughs in there. It don't change the way he draw, but it like preps it so it just have a rough,
Okay.
and then he could guide his with the way he do his art, his
Hmm.
dark fantasy art. So we talked about that, and then he could be able to do each issue for penciling and inking, 30 days.
Nice. Okay.
So that would be considered 32 pages.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, are you planning on doing it outright, or are you going to be planning on doing a Kickstarter by chance?
We did a Kickstarter for the first issue.
Okay.
Um, we were successful.
Mm.
All the backers were happy, and I thanked all the backers. Um, the next one, I'll probably do the next two like issue 2 and 3
Hmm.
once we're about 80 to 90% done with the project, because after sketches them and then inks them and then does the shadowing and the grayscaling and stuff like that, it goes to Art of TD. His name is
Okay.
Tyreek Holmes. So he does all the coloring. He's another artist.
Mm.
He does 2D, 3D animation. He did some work for Black Sands. I know them personally.
Mm.
Also, I know Marcus Williams did one of our covers from the Tuskegee Airmen.
Yes. Yep.
Um, so I got a lot of artists that did work that Northern Wind Comics did business with, and also for the anime, that's a whole different topic. You get what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah,
anime.
that's a whole other animal right there. That I mean,
Yes,
figuratively and literally, like that's a whole other thing.
yeah.
Oh,
So as for the collectible toys, you see my character like right behind me,
mm-hmm.
right there. So I got all the collectible toys. You can pre-order them. Arta TD will be working on, because he's a web designer too, so he's going to be working on our website as well. So yeah, so we're going to upgrade everything, and then I would say issue 2 and 3, 60 days from now,
Okay. All right. Nice.
and that's
Cool.
sketched in ink. And then I'll have to go to make sure Arta TD, because he colors all our work, and then he does 80% of our variant covers,
Yeah.
and they're done
Okay.
already. So I got 12 about 12 variant covers done by Arta TD.
Mm.
I got 2 variant covers done by Marcus Williams.
Mhm.
Then I got two other ones done by Keith Williams.
Okay.
You know who Keith Williams is, right?
Keith Cross.
Keith Cross. I got to get in contact with him because
Oh, okay.
Sketch know him. So
Okay.
I want one of his covers. I wanted to do a crossover comic with him, with the Tuskegee Airmen, because my character is a time traveler.
Mm.
Tuskegee Airmen, because that jacket. Now, I see in an interview that you did with Sketch,
Mm-hmm.
that particular jacket is an air pilot jacket. You know how you get your wings?
Oh,
So that
yes.
jacket was given to me because I helped one of the Tuskegee Airmen fix his plane. It broke, it crashed in the Brazil
Yeah.
jungle. That's later on in the story. You'll
Ooh.
see why I got I got a backstory to that,
All right. All right.
and it's called Journey Through the Northern Wind, the Wolf That Cried.
Oh, damn. That's a good title. That's a good title. That's a good, yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good title. I like that. I like that. Yeah. All right. Nice. Now, do you, excuse me, do you plan on this to be like a limited series kind of a thing, or do you want this to be something that's like an ongoing series?
um, yes, the journey continues, man. Like the saga continues. I know
All
you
right.
know you know about Wu-Tang.
Bro.
The journey
Okay.
continues. So that's my slogan right there. I also got some music done on Apple Music, Spotify, done like the soundtracks for the anime.
Okay.
I'm a writer, so I had to write, and I write all the stories as well. So I had to, kind of rhyme it out, tell a story without
Mm-hmm.
giving it away. The songs I produced in 2020. So that was
Okay.
about what, 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. 4 years. Damn.
Yeah, so we built a studio inside me and my kids
Mm-hmm.
because we gonna do the voiceover for the anime characters. And I can't show you the episode now because we're still working on the voiceover.
Right.
Um, I just set this up just now because we just relocated like all the way uptown. So I just set everything up, being that we were having an interview, and I could continue on the journey of doing the voiceover for the 15 anime short that we got.
Okay.
I just been winning off the trailer, so the trailer you could check out on YouTube.
Okay. Definitely. You see that? I love the fact that that it's crossing over into different mediums, which I like, because there's so many different storytelling mediums that don't always cross over. But when you're able to like kind of adapt it or do something with it, like I know that people have started doing soundtracks with comics, which I love. I absolutely love that. Either it'll be something that they can download through a Kickstarter, or they'll have
Mhm.
the code that they can scan like on a page or something like that. But I love that fact because it can get you even more into a scene if it's a heartfelt scene, if it's a scene where
Yeah.
there's a chase, or if there's this ridiculous epic battle going on, and you need that music that's going to key it in just right. So I love the fact that people are starting to really tune into that more because music does feel, and like it's like when you watch a movie or an anime and you hear a certain song, you know it. And like
Yes.
3 episodes later, when you hear that first note of that song, you're like, oh, there's a fight is about to start up. Because that's that fight music that I know
No,
is getting
yeah,
ready to
yeah.
go down. So I love that fact. That gets me into comics even more and into those scenes. I love that. And anime, like I'm getting more and more into anime back again. So I'm all for seeing more anime that is just that you'll just blow my mind. I absolutely love that. I'm look, like I said, I love the first issue. I was into it before I thought it was fantasy, when it was just gonna be a
Yeah.
family thing. Then you threw in that in there, and seeing the hunter become more and more wolf-like
Yes.
as the fight went on, even got me more into it because I love that type of feel. It got me more hyped. So that's a beautiful thing, and I'm excited by all of this, honestly. So I'm gonna have a link for everyone in the episode description. We're gonna have a link for the YouTube so you can go and check out the trailer, because I want you to see that, because there's nothing like seeing something that where it starts and then seeing how much it just explodes and just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what I love seeing, and that's incredible. Now, with you being wearing all these different hats, not just as far as being a creative, but also being a father, being a human being, being just there's a lot going on in the world. And you said that you just moved, correct?
Yeah, yeah. We just relocated. I got 7 children, so we needed a bigger
Look,
space. Yeah.
moving alone is enough to make somebody lose their mind just by themselves. So moving the whole family. So I always ask this: mental health is very important. I've always want to see people doing better and feeling better, not just for themselves, but for the loved ones as well. But most importantly, for themselves. What is something that you do as far as self care that keeps you centered, that keeps you grounded?
Um, my meditation is kind of different. Every like you got breathing metaphors,
Hmm.
meditation where you don't talk too much because when you talk, it takes your energy away. That's why monks don't really talk like that. They
Hmm.
reserve their energy. Um, but I do that washing dishes. I do that writing these stories. Um, and I create my reality. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying? God,
Okay.
we're image of God. He creates realities. You get what I'm saying? So, and everyone is connected in a different, spiritually. Um, I'm from the North Star. You get what I'm saying? Like the
Hmm.
stories don't come from nowhere, and then it just connects with who you are. It defines who you are. So once you like get into the story, you'll be like, wow, this hunter character, which is a ranger in the forest, so he has
Hmm.
to protect this forest. So you pick a leaf off the tree, squash a bug, you got a problem with me. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yep, because it's all connected. There's like a an energy link of commonality between everything.
yes,
So you could definitely feel that, like, that breathing techniques and just being, and just like at a certain point you just start. There's a different. I don't know how to describe it, but there's a feeling that you just get. It's like almost like a still,
yes. So
and no
that's
matter what's going on, like you just very
mhm.
still. Okay, nice, nice,
So
nice.
that's how, and then with the kids, the schools these days, you just gotta like re-educate your kids, let them know right from wrong, what family is all about.
Mm,
It's a, like you said, and being a father too, at the same thing, because the book is based on my family,
nice.
and it's a fairy tale. But in reality, we all have special superhero powers. I do events for the community where I give out free items for the kids that can't afford it.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't just go to Comic Cons and Schaumburg or whatever. I go to places where I'm needed. You know,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna go, like anywhere where I'm not needed. So and then this is straight from the heart, and it became my passion. So now it's a full-time thing. Now what I got to figure out is who I'm gonna put on the team. So
Yeah.
I'm still putting the pieces together. If Netflix pick up the anime, Apple TV pick up the anime, so I gotta like budget that and get that done right. There's a couple
Absolutely.
of things that I have to upgrade on and do. So like you said, I'm wearing all hats. You know, the
Yeah.
father hat, the creator's hat, the writer's hat. You know,
it's, it's all there, but with that stillness and with you doing for the community, that that just helps you to know that you're going in a right direction. Like things like that help you, again, to keep you grounded, keep you centered, will help you to make sure that you're going in that right direction, because that's very important. Sometimes we can just, with everything else that's going on in life, sometimes we can get distracted and we're over here, and it's
yeah,
very hard nowadays. It is, between friends and family and work and side of hustles that we're doing, side gigs, and our real passions and everything. There could be so much going on. So to have that stillness, it not only helps you,
yes,
like as far as like mentally and emotionally and physically, but it helps you to center. So you go, okay, I can take care of this. I can do this. And it's almost like you can start scheduling out things that you got
yeah,
to do, because it definitely helps. There are days when I'm like, I'm just not going. No, this ain't it.
mm-hmm,
And then I just have to stop and I just go, okay, this will take 5 minutes. This will take maybe a minute. This I can't do right now, so I'll put that tomorrow. And then, just certain things like that. That's what
yeah,
helps, and it definitely makes you feel better. With self care and everything like that, one of my biggest self care things are comics. Um, you can have stories about it, anything, everywhere, anytime, any place, literally places that you've never been to, places you've been to 1,000 times, doesn't matter. What are three comics or graphic novels that really get you, that really hit you, that are like your favorites?
okay. I would say Princess Mononoke.
Oh, okay.
Um, we old school,
uh,
and we
okay.
old spirits. They call
Mm-hmm.
me an old spirit. Um, Ninja Scroll.
Oh yeah, that might have been my first more modern anime like story kind of thing, maybe.
And the last one is, I had it in my head just now. Ninja, yeah, Ninja, Princess Mononoke, Ninja Scroll. I would say Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Ghost.
a few of them, you know. It's a few of them, but
It like for me, it changes every day. I'll be honest. Like
yeah.
I have like ones that are my tops like constantly, but on certain days you might ask me, and I might go, you know what? These three are good, are hitting me today. Like that's my mood. It might
Oh,
be maybe it's a rainy day.
I got it. I'm sorry about that. I
No, no,
got
no.
it.
What is was
So it's Princess Mononoke,
right?
one of them. The second one was
Ninja Scroll,
Ninja Scroll.
right?
The third one, dang. Oh, Fist of the North Star.
I was gonna say that, but I wasn't sure because again, a Fist North Star and Ninja Scroll, those were two that came.
They
You know,
they did
Fist
come
might
out.
be
They did
like
come out around in between.
like similar. Yeah, so it's hard to know which because I think Fist might have been my first more modern
Mm-hmm.
one. Then I think Ninja Scroll, but again, it's hard to tell because I've seen them both so many times
Mm-hmm.
that I just go, I don't know which one came first for me. But I remember, yeah, those were
I
ones
think it
that.
was Fist of the North Star
Oh,
because Ninja Scroll came out what 90. I had it. I had it subtitled on VHS
you know what? Yeah, Fist might be.
because they go way back with the comics. You know,
Yeah,
with the manga. I mean,
Fist might. Yeah, but Fist seems like it would be.
it's more around Transformers. You get what I'm saying? Like with
Yeah,
the North Star came out.
Fist might. Yeah. Matter of fact, I might have to go back and rewatch those. I haven't seen them in a while, so I might have to go back and check those out because those were ones that like it blew my mind because everybody was talking about them at the time, and I was like, I don't know. Then a friend brought it into class during
Mm.
study hall one day. He brought the VHS, popped it into the machine, watched it. And I'm sitting there like, oh, this is what the teacher was even like. "Ah, what is
Mm.
like? What is this?" And we're just like, and it was just mind blowing. So those are not only like great picks, but those are iconic and just like milestones like in the like geek culture like anime manga like culture like those are just those like those cornerstones
Yes.
of what we had because we didn't have really series at the time. We had more of like the manga series, but then we had like the movies,
Yeah. Yeah.
so we would only get a certain part of the story and not like everything else. That was yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, so now you got me more to want to rewatch Ninja. I remember there was a Ninja Scroll series. I never finished it, but the movie I've seen.
Yeah. They did have a series. It was in
Yeah,
Japanese though.
it was. I think it was
Right?
maybe.
They had it in English.
Yeah. They had it in English too.
Oh.
I think it was maybe. I want to say 6 episodes.
Mm.
It was like a mini series. It was around. I want to say 6 episodes, maybe eight, but no more than eight. I've know I watched up to episode I think 3 or 4, and it
Mm.
was good. But it's still that movie still holds a place. That manga
Yes.
still holds a
Yeah.
place because you hadn't seen anything like that,
That yeah.
And
Around that time, yeah. Just like Princess Mononoke, man. It came
yes,
out in 90 what 96, and then it was based off the book.
I want
I
to say
forgot
yeah.
the guy. He's a legend. I think is based off him, and then he used that from his culture and implemented
Mhm.
that into you know his stories and stuff like that. And I think Princess Mononoke is 2 hours and 21 minutes.
Yeah, it's much longer than Fist of North Star and Ninja Scroll. I know that
Yeah,
because there's more of a depth of story
mm-hmm.
with it, where the other ones are good, but they're more of like Fist of North Star is more about the action and the fighting.
Yeah,
Honestly, I mean, for because you can just watch the fights. Ninja Scroll does have more of that story and having to go through the Devils of the Timon. What's that I'm saying? I think those were their names.
yeah.
Like
With
the ones
the
he had to fight. And
I
Jubei,
forgot. Yeah, Jubei Kamagade, whatever.
I think so, yeah. With the quick draw blade, like you hadn't seen, like even like it's kind of almost like a western,
Yeah,
with the quick draw, but it was a sword. But there was a much more depth of story with the princess Mononoke. there definitely was more of that there. So yeah,
Two was
those
going
are.
at war, and then it was one of them out the clan that know that
Mhm.
it could have just been peace, you know,
Yep.
and everybody fighting each other, and then they wind up getting infected. Like, look at all the hate,
Yep.
you know, and the rage and stuff like that. So my stories that I write has to has purpose. You know, I'm not writing for the money, none of that. You know, everything has to have its purpose in life. You know, so that's what I focus on. And my children books are educational, and the comic books are more leading into me going out on that quest and not returning. So my
Hmm.
kids were sent on that journey from when they were kids. So to understand the whole story, you would have to go back and grab the children's books, and then my kids wind up becoming teenagers, and it goes into the comic book series.
Okay.
You know, I don't
So
want to
it's a
spoil
whole.
it, but then they wind up having their own series. They wind up splitting up to go and find me.
So it still is. It's still, but at the core of it, like I said, which is what I love. It's still a family book about like literally about a family coming together
Yeah,
for this reason. Like that's was like that's what I like. That's what kept me coming. I was like, oh, cool. But and then when I saw where it was at, I said that drew me in even more, which is what I love. Now, excuse me. One of the things I also love talking about with people and loving their suggestions are restaurants. I love what creatives and creators are reading. It's always so cool to know what they're taking in because I love that. But I also love to know where they're going to eat, where they're sitting at, because where you eat and where you sit sometimes is very important. It can be very again calming,
yeah.
soothing. You get that still, and if you get in the right food that you love that hits your heart, is even more important. So, what is the restaurant that you are talking about?
Well, yeah. The rest of you. It's funny you talking about restaurant. My wife right here
Shit.
trying to give me some curry chicken,
Oh,
jerk
see,
chicken, whatever that it was. I'm like, listen, but
see.
you spoke it up. But one of the restaurants is Cats downtown, Lower East Side.
Yes. Uh, One of the most like iconic places. I mean, this place has been around for. I mean, like decades for the longest like eight. It was established in 1888. I didn't realize it was that far back. Well, obviously because I wasn't alive then, but I didn't realize it was that far back.
They go way back.
I didn't. Wow, I didn't know it was that far. Damn. Wow.
It's from
So,
the great 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 grandparents. You know,
for real, I knew the place had been around, but I didn't know that long. So, what's your favorite sandwich to get there?
the pastrami fully loaded. You know, everything is
Oh,
big and fully loaded already. So
right.
the pastrami with some
Okay.
pepper jack cheese.
Oh, 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 oh. Good choice.
You
Good
know,
choice.
a little
Okay.
a little spicy mustard, but the sweet at the end because they got the sweet spicy mustard.
Oh, like
Just enough. You know.
uh like a Dijon almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Not too much, just a little. You know.
Just a little dab will do you, because if it hits you in the wrong way, it'll open up all this. It'll open all that up. Definitely. Ooh, I haven't had a pastrami sandwich in a while. Come to think of it.
You know.
All right, this is See, this is usually the worst part of the show for me, man, because I'm seeing what people are talking about and what they want to eat, and I start going, I haven't had a sandwich in a while. Like everybody, like somebody last time they brought up what they brought up. Somebody brought up seafood, and then somebody brought up jerk chicken, and I was like, nobody's missing with their choices for eating. Nobody's missing. Everybody's hitting the spot for me, and I love it. Cats, I'll be honest with you, I don't know when's last. I think I've only been to Cats like once, and it was years and years ago. But looking at the website, looking at everything, I got to make a trip back there. I have to. I have a list of places that I got to eat from everyone that tells me where to go.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making through this list, but I'm gonna give it my all and everything I got because the food looks amazing. I mean, look at like you were saying, the pastrami. Like they got a
Mm.
list: pastrami, corned beef, brisket, turkey.
They Cats already branded, so everyone worldwide know about them. You know,
Yeah,
it's
Cats.
a long line. The line be around the block.
I, yeah, yeah. The
So if it was
line,
waiting, you got the people that wait 2 hours just to
yeah,
get in there.
because they know exactly what it's going to be like. Katz's pastrami hash. Oh man,
Yo,
that's oh no, not I I got to stop looking at this, man. It's
and it's
diabolical to me.
fresh. You know, they got their farm.
Yeah.
They got their farm with the rose with the beat. You know, the animals on there, so they
Hmm.
nurture them and stuff like that. So you know, that's why it comes out the way it come out. You are
I
what
mean,
you eat. You know, like
freshly sliced and everything. Like you can
yeah,
see, like the it's like that's like I love seeing that. Like there's something very cathartic about seeing that. Like seeing the like them freshly sliced meat, like on like the old school like butcher block, the like the wooden block, like
mm,
that just and that's what they were doing. Like that's how I mean 1888. That's what you were doing.
yes, yes,
Like that's how you started. Like that's how you started, and you just continued because that's where you know that you're getting that quality, that craftsmanship. Like that's what it is.
mm.
Damn. Yeah. Let me just take this off here. Let me just it's not helping me. It's not helping me right now. It's not helping me right now, man. Because it's getting later, and I'm starting to think about like what I need to eat, and not there right now. So I gotta but definitely yeah. And I know that the sandwiches are huge. Like the sandwich, like somebody made a joke that they need at least three more people to eat the sandwich
Yo,
because of
yeah.
everything that they give you. But it's
Well, what I would
yeah.
do, right? I would say like you want a certain sandwich, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to taste, because it's big enough to cut them in cubes,
For real.
and I could be like, hey, you want to try this one? And you with a group of your friends, you can kind of like, boom, take a cube, you cut it, you get it cut
Mm-hmm.
to the way you want it, and then wrap it up, and then boom, you got the best of everything.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I love it. Like during the summer is the best time. I love a sandwich during the summertime.
Mm,
Especially on hot days when you may not want to cook anything, you just want to kind of chill. You just want something cool but still flavorful. That's going to fill you up. That's going to satisfy you. It's really good, but not blazing hot. You don't want to put the stove on and
yeah,
everything. The oven especially. You don't want to put the oven on. So going and getting a fresh deli sandwich, especially a Cat's deli sandwich, is going to take care of your whole day.
you taste the richness, like
Yes.
is different, man.
There's some. I mean, that's why like they're like the most famous and most and like you were saying worldwide known deli
Yeah,
everywhere. So amazing choice once again. A guest has brought me to my knees and made me hungry, and I need a sandwich. It's like I'm really thinking about like a pastrami and like some wheat bread or rye and the
yeah.
mustard. Just yeah, and like a separate plate of French fries, like steak fries, thick fries.
Oh yeah, you're about to get me to go to the supermarket.
I'm about to, yeah, because I think I have some in the freezer. That might be what's going on tonight. I'm gonna
Okay.
have to like debate because I might if that sandwich was kind of hurting me. So
Nah,
I want to thank you so very much, Edmund, for coming on,
yes.
giving us all the great background of much like the sandwich. You gave us like this really enriching story, and you gave us a little more details, which is what I love. That's why I loved having both of your perspectives because you can both give me details of your part of it and bringing it together. So
Yeah.
that's what I love about this. And you've given us more detail, especially with making it even more of a family story because it literally is your family and it was literally story time for all of you, which just again enriches it even more. So
Yeah.
that's incredible. And, you know, just the fact that it's going to be across mediums too is another part that I love that we'll be able to not just read it, but also watch it and listen as well with the
Yeah.
soundtrack. All those aspects make the story even that much better and just it makes it just hold on into your mind and imagination even
Yeah.
more. So I think that's incredible. Thank you so very much, sir, for giving me your time. I know life is lifing right now, especially with you having so many things going on and moving,
Yeah.
especially moving
No, yeah, man.
with the family. So I appreciate that so much that you made that time for us. Thank you very much, sir. I want to thank you. Look, when the Kickstarter comes out, I will be waiting because I want
Yeah.
to know more about the story. Like I said, I'm enjoying. I might actually go back and reread it just because I really enjoyed.
You seeing the Marcus Williams cover?
I don't think I have. The,
I'll show it to you. It's
yeah, I haven't seen
everything
that, but
is
I'm
like
always. I mean, Marcus the Visual is one of the best.
yeah, that's the brother,
Markham
man.
Williams is
Him and
just
Greg.
yes. They like that story was so wild to me. Oh yeah, that's definitely Marcus.
Yeah. So he did that for me in 2019. He did that cover.
That cover, yeah, it's yeah. This
And
is gonna
he
be
got
something
another
hot.
cover for the issue. So most of the stuff I got done is years ago. So I had to kind of, you know, sit down and, focus on family, my whole purpose in life. So that took me like I stopped doing I didn't stop completely, but I put a lot of things on hold for about 2 years.
Hmm.
And then not only my situations, making sure families stick together and stay together. The artists, everybody still got their family and their life,
Yeah,
So
and at that point, everybody was going through something with the pandemic and with trying to figure out what to do with family, and then trying to figure out what am I going to do as far as work, depending on what their job was
hmm
outside, and if it was a remote job, and if it was remote, there was so much going on at that time that a lot of people were like, I have to obviously prioritize.
yes,
So
yes,
this has to go by the wayside for X amount of time so I can get A, B, and C together.
yeah,
And then I can continue this. And I'm glad to see that a lot of people have come back into doing their creative thing. And if even a lot of people have even leveled up from it because they've maybe learned new skills or they got even hungrier because they
mm,
weren't able to do what they wanted.
yeah,
So to see everybody just coming out of the gates and like everybody had a rocket launcher on their back and just evolved over that time and just became
hmm
more and more is beautiful. So we're going to be waiting for that with bated breath, sir. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. You have a very good day. Enjoy the rest of it, folks. I'm telling you right now. Like I said, it started out as a family comic from what I knew, and I was already excited. Then when I read the fantasy aspect of it and seeing just yeah, go read it. I don't even know why I'm still telling you. Go
Well,
read it. That's all I
I'm
gotta
gonna
say.
give you a little sneak peek, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is only the animation aspect,
Mm-hmm.
because I'll be doing like the film festivals. So I got the live
Okay.
action dark fantasy that I'm putting together. And
Okay.
I'm gonna start off playing the characters, but then kind of pitch that for a series on Netflix or Hulu. So that's the live action. So I got the cartoon already, the anime. So that's
Mm-hmm.
nothing. I'm doing the voiceover and the music, and then the sound effects and so on. I want all that to be on point because I could send you the anime so you could kind of look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you'll understand it. Evo looked beautiful. She looks different. She look like more like anime style because
Okay.
she looks beautiful in the comic book, but she still looked like Evo in the anime, but more beautiful.
But just like that more anime.
Yeah, once you
I don't know how
see
to
it, you're
describe
gonna
it, but I
be
know
like,
what you
and then
mean.
you love the colors in the pop. Once you see it, you're gonna
Yes.
be like, yo. So I had 10 animators working on this from 2019. It took them a year to get 13 minutes done.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about
So I
right.
put out
Yeah.
a lot of I put out a lot of money and budgeting for the
Mm-hmm.
animation. So, but I've been winning the anime awards at different film festivals. At least 13. I got award winners for the trailer. So I haven't been winning for the episode.
Okay. Well,
So
congratulations for that, honestly, because
yeah,
those.
thank you.
So across mediums, we're going to be getting this incredible family fantasy story of just the, yeah, it's just everything's coming together in this family, and I absolutely enjoy it. I love it. So we're going to be on the watch for the Kickstarter when it comes out. Y'all already know I'm going to let you know about it. I'm going to tell you about it, and I'll give you another review of the comic so you can get a little refresher because, like I said, I enjoyed it so much. It was beautiful. So, folks, y'all have a very good day. Enjoy the rest of it. Be safe out there and just do the best you can with what you got because, in the end, that's all that you get. All
The
right?
journey continues.
Always and forever. See y'all later. Peace. Have a good one.
Peace.